Okay, let's come back over here briefly. Let us open up YouTube. Look at that, there we are. What we're looking for now is just our proverbial, the all-important Okay, welcome back to the Caribou Data Science channel. This evening we are working on a text analysis type quote. Now, we could, of course, we could have, for instance, tried to have oh, we're just defining a function, are we? Okie dokie. I gotcha. Okay, so we got this function up here, make sure to download the punct and okay. Okay. Man. what to do, what to do, what to do. I would think that we could come down here and just do this. You know what? Let's ponder on that later. Let's start a recording also. And we're going to do a little bit of command line EDA, okay? Using Akuro. Okay, this didn't work. Yeah, it doesn't load the first time every time. So it doesn't appear if it's going to work the second time. A third time it isn't working. So what this comes down to is that ChatGPT doesn't have all the answers all the time. Okay, good. Now, I went out earlier and I downloaded the Superstore data. Let's come back over here to 14. There we go. Okay, good. And let's come over here, terminal, new terminal. Okay. Let's go over here. Okay, let's come over here. Let's do this. Okay, and this is our column list. So let's start with something very simple. The question is, how many rows does our system have in it? Okay, now to determine that, we could use the Superstore data set. Okay. Now the next question we may want to ask is, so that's the WC. The next command we can take a look at is we can take a look at the unique function, which does exactly what it says. It returns a unique list of data. So we can say, and the cut command. The cut command is quicker to use and simpler to use than, say, a utility like awk, which we'll get to in the next session. So the first thing you do, you specify the delimiter, then the field number, or the column number. So we're going to look at we're going to see, first of all, we want to see how many total orders. Well, we know how many orders. We have 9,995 orders, right? All right. We want to pipe this. Well, first of all, let's do this. Let's see what our first and last date is, okay? So we can say head dash 2 because we got the header row, right? So the first order is the other thing we can do, we can also create a summary file contains information, okay? All right, and we can send this over to the what are we going to call it? Let's see, EDA dot. Okay, so now what we want to do is, from this point on, we want to append everything. Okay, so next we'll come over here, and we're going to say tail one. All right, you know what? Let's just make sure we're doing this right here. Let's throw something else in there, shall we? Let's throw in a sort command. Nah, let's leave it the way it is. Now I'm not sure if I actually did that right. So now we got our date, now we got our start date. Now I can come over here and say, we went to append, so we use a double right arrow. So now we got the start and the end date, right? We could, of course, done a sort by date if we wanted to, but that's okay. So next we want to take a look at, and we want to know the number of unique we want to know the number of unique order dates, okay? Because right now this contains all, because there may be more than one order, okay, per. There may be more than one order per date. So now we're going to turn a unique. We're going to do a unique. Let's do a sort in here, okay? See how that works. So we have 1,238 dates. Okay, good. What next? So now we don't need to do a count here. We could, we could, for instance, do a count by segment or something like that. Let's see. We can come over here. Okay. Segment, and we can list the segments. First of all, how many customers do we have? We need to know how many customers we have. Now we could probably do something tricky about like doing like an echo or something like that to it, but that's okay. Customer IDs. So this will give us a count of the number of actual customers. So we have 4,999 customers. Now it'll be, and tomorrow night, just to give you a little heads up, tomorrow night we'll be moving on to and we'll be doing things like counting the number of orders per segment or counting the number of orders per customer and stuff like that. Some more summary information, some basic single column group by functions. Okay, so the segment is 8. So this will give us a list of our segments. Not exactly what we wanted, was it? Interesting. So how come we didn't get a unique? Okay, let's come over here. Now we could, of course, that's all right. Let's just come over here. Let's just take an app here. Let's do a P. Let's do it open. Desktop. GitHub. So this didn't work, did it? We need to do a sort. Yes, I know you're dying to know how many orders we had per I know you're dying to know how many orders we had per segment, right? So let's do a sort. Let's just see how this looks. Okay, good. Segment. Well, we know that the state was, well, it's just what the heck. Let's just go ahead and include the states list in there, okay? Now notice at this point we do nothing complicated, but yet, in my opinion, so we can just take a look at this here, make sure we got it. Okay. So all 50 states. Now we could have, we probably should have, you know, simply wrote out the numbers. Okay. State. Let's do region. How many regions are there? There's 5 regions. Okay. You know, and how many products do we have? Let's try some a little funkier, shall we? Okay. So 14 is what? 14 is product. How many products do we have? Let's do a count of the products, shall we? So we got 1,863 products. Let's take a quick look at 1,863 what? Products. Suppose we want to know the number of categories. We got 4 categories. All right. What about subcategories? So how many subcategories are there? 18. All right. So now the question is this. Let's say we want to know the number of let's say we want to have the number of orders that has to do with number 2. Okay. So what we want to know here is how many orders. So there that is. So the furniture, so there were 1,742 orders for furniture. What else? $1,364 orders for the for the category, I guess it is, right? Or the subcategory maybe, or the category. So we got some pretty good information here. The next level is to actually move on to something, say awk, and do a group by for a single column. So we want to go from simply listing the number of orders for a state to actually So we want to have, ultimately, we will be able to count the orders, either in terms of quantity, in terms of order, number of orders, or the quantity, or the total sales by each state. So we're essentially going to do like a group by function inside of, tidyverse or Python, Pandas, or something like that, okay? But, let's just do one more. Let's just see how many orders we have for the state of Ohio. $232 orders from Ohio. $547 for New York City. All right. So again, some interesting, useful information. Now, why would you want to use this in production? Well, in all probability, you may never have the opportunity to, simply because the computers you're working on may not use GNU Unix type utilities on it. Okay. I mean, you're probably never going to use Linux on if you're a data analyst, you're probably never going to use Linux. You're probably never going to have shell access to a Unix machine or something like that. But nonetheless, it is useful. Now, one thing you may want to use it for, if you have a really large file with millions of records, and all you want to do is to Ohio, you can certainly use the grep function to only pull out the orders for Ohio. You may only be interested in the category and the sales total for each category. Well, it's therefore, rather than importing all 1920 of the columns, you simply cut out the subcategory, the category, and the sales and the quantity. Okay. But anyway, of course, the best reason to do this is because it's fun. To me, this is fun. I mean, it's kind of a relaxing way of doing some data stuff. Without racking your brains trying to do text analysis like we did earlier there. Okay, but anyway, so let's see what we got here now, time-wise, for this video. So that stops. And of course, we got all of our data here. Okay. And that brings our Hakuro session to a close. Like I say, tomorrow night we'll move on to use an awk to do some totals. Okay, to actually count individual categories or customers or something like that. Okay, so be sure to stop back by tomorrow. As always, click the subscribe button for me. Have we reached that magic number yet? Let's see something there. Let's just see something here. We did it. We did it. We reached the magic 2000 level. Thank you, thank you, thank you to all you people who have subscribed, okay? Thank you so much. This calls for a picture. I couldn't have done so we're a day too late. Hey, we still beat the clock. Because remember, our original goal was 2,000 subscribers by midnight September 30th. Okay. Well, guess what? We were 6 days ahead. We reached the 2,000 number 6 days ahead. Okay. With that, my friends, I'm going to bring this entire session to a close. All right.